Institutional regulatory compliance is happening as we speak. Traditional finance investors, BlackRock, Larry Fink, CEO of BlackRock, Coinbase, Brian Armstrong, Fidelity, Bitwise, all these ETF funds are paying attention to CBDCs, central bank digital currencies, stable coins as well, interoperability, programmability in the crypto space. And there's protocols, projects that are building to establish that. QNT Quant is one of those projects. And I have an article that I want to go through with you guys really quickly on how Ripple XRP data reveals that stablecoins are becoming the go-to tool for corporate treasury. A new Ripple survey of more than 1,000 global finance leaders finds that digital assets are now seen as a strategic necessity rather than an optional experiment. As we know, Quant is using interoperability with central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, and I think, stablecoin CBDCs will be like a frictionless, instant transaction process where it's very simple, very easy to use. They could program these things and make them very, fundamentally sound for average people to use them. It'll be like, people are using crypto rails without even knowing that they're using crypto rails, right? That's basically what we have here with, the industry leaders, and stablecoin adoption, right? So a new Ripple survey of more than 1,000 global finance leaders say digital assets are now a necessity. 70% of respondents say firms must offer digital asset solutions to stay competitive with stablecoins, viewed especially valuable for improving cash flow efficiency and unlocking working capital. Fintechs are leading in digital asset adoption while banks and asset managers focus on tokenization, secure custody, and certified infrastructure, decisions that respondents believe will shape the competitive advantage. Digital assets are no longer fringe experiments in finance. They're fast becoming a part of banks, asset managers, fintechs, corporates plan to move money, store value, and manage risk. That's a key takeaway from fintech's firm Ripple survey of more than 1,000 global finance leaders, which reveals how the industry sees digital assets as urgent and no longer optional. 7 in 10 respondents said finance leaders must offer some kind of digital asset solution to stay competitive, underscoring a broad sense of the digital asset revolution is already underway. So these are the things that are being built, and there's projects that are building these rails. As we know, Quant is one of those projects, right? And I'm gonna keep you guys up to date, keep the coverage for you on this, right? So this is from Garmana. This confirms that the target market for Quant Overledger is not just financial institutions, but actually any enterprise with a treasury. This represents a massive expansion of Quant Network's addressable market. Every large corporation, manufacturing, retail, pharma, energy runs treasury operations. That's potentially any Fortune 500 or a large enterprise globally. Any Fortune 500 company. That's bullish, man. That's fantastic stuff. Far beyond the traditional banking and financial institution space. The plug-and-play back-end integration capability is the real unlock. It removes the biggest friction in enterprise software adoption, the costly, complex integration process when a platform connects seamlessly to existing ERP and banking systems. The barrier to entry drops dramatically. Bigger market, lower friction to enter it. That's a powerful combination for growth. Fantastic stuff, man. So the shift toward treasury as a service represents more than organizational restructuring. We've already went through this. This reflects treasury operations. So, Garmana here breaking down that even Fortune 500 companies and larger enterprises globally will also be using Quant's Overledger. Not just financial institutions, even though that's already big. Even though that's an already massive achievement, they're going to also be using, traditional financial institutions will be using, Quant's Overledger, Quant Fusion technology. We also see Fortune 500 and global industry leaders using the treasury options that Quant has provided, automated cash management, treasury management as well. You read the full article to learn why on TASS is becoming the new operating model for global treasury. Capabilities unlocked, organizations, etc. Fantastic stuff, guys. fantastic stuff that is happening here. As you see, programmable money, corporate treasury. And this ties in, like I said, to this article, this Ripple XRP article on CoinDesk. It ties into stablecoin adoption. It ties into CBDCs. It ties into Quant's, integration into the London Stock Exchange, Bank of England, Bank of Japan, the Synchronization Lab. All of this ties in, right? From SAN, bagging the whole UK, bagging the whole Japan, QNT levels, right? So if you take a look right here, you could pause and read right here. This is a breakdown of the Dentsu Soken Incorporation, basically, where Quant, again, had a conference in Japan, the GFTN or GTFN. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't have it on mind, the exact acronym on mind right now. But so they went to Japan and they spoke with industry leaders in Japan. Probably had documentation, rubbing shoulders with them, Gilbert and the team at Quant, and they took the time. They're more than likely taking the time now to also, join their, the Japanese banking system, similar to how they've already done this with England, and incorporating Quant into this, and basically for Japan to use Quant's Overledger Quant Fusion technology as well, right? And again, Quant also has regulatory compliance, right? Institutional regulatory compliance. So on March 18th, 2026, fourth Japan meeting of Financial Regulatory Forum was held in Tokyo by the Financial Services Agency and the HM Treasury, the Bank of England, and Financial Conduct Authority, right? So this is more than likely one of the reasons why Quant was able to attend this event and, again, cooperate, more than likely partner and build with industry leaders in Japan, right? Very bullish stuff. Awesome to see, man. And, very awesome from the accounts that are sharing this information. Another funny tweet from Zaven here. People must be selling their Pokemon for more QNT. You know how, Pokemon trading cards, Pokemon cards are very they're pretty much like meme coins. People are speculating on them. They trying to buy the Pokemon cards low, sell them high, right? That is very funny stuff. So this from Hardy. QNT is aiming for $140 to $150. Very realistic target. I think that's just the start. Rory Trading saying $250 here. Hardy saying step by step we will get there, which is very possible, guys. I really do think that is the case. QNT right now sitting at $78. Had a nice bounce recently. In the past, few days, had a very nice bounce. And again, the Robinhood listing is fantastic. Already listed on Binance and Coinbase, Bybit as well. I think Coinbase and Robinhood will be, Crypto.com as well, will be the place where retail investors really, when they return to the space. Because again, nobody's paying attention to crypto right now. Like the statistics all around across the board, channels that cover crypto. I already showed you guys the chart so many times. I just love showing people this chart to show you just how little people are paying attention to crypto right now. I have it pinned in my Discord. Join the Discord, guys. But as you can see, this is from Benjamin Cohen. Huge respect to Benjamin Cohen. I personally just don't like his his demeanor with things. He looks like he's preying on the downfall of altcoin investors, in my opinion. That's how it feels like to me, because he's a big Bitcoin bull. But nonetheless, he has great analytics, great tools, etc. So he does provide a lot for the space, right? He just has to take it easy on the altcoin, guys. Not everyone could, buy a ton of Bitcoin. Not everyone could do that. So if you take a look at this chart, you'll see in 2019, this is the real bull run, man. This was the real bull run. 2019 to 2021, right? It's been 5 years since we had anything like this. 5 whole years. This is the retail interest or the retail investors in the space, returning to the space, etc., right? And from since then, it's just been down only, right? So even in this previous 2023 to 2024 cycle, it was just this little bounce, that a lot of people got successful in, this little tiny bounce here. And I told you guys, like I said, there were people that had like less than $3,000 to $5,000 turning that into 6 to 7 figures in this little bounce right here from 2023 to 2024. And this wasn't even new retail. This was just the same money from the 2022, 2021 cycle rotating hands back here. And that's how people had a chance. Like if you were, paying attention, you were on chain, you paid attention to Solana memes or on-chain memes, etc. A few altcoins that did well. That's when you got that bounce, right? The worst bull run ever. The worst bull run in history. And now the retail interest is near negative, if not negative already, because this is an old chart now. This is a while back. I'm sure the interest is even lower than this line right here, this white 2026 line. I'm sure it's way lower than this. So whenever you see this chart start to move back up again, right? And when you see a move, if this move right here made people that had less than $5,000 invested in the space, once they were on point, made 6 to 7 figures, right? When you see this chart start to move back up and start to go back up, that's when real generational wealth will be created, in my opinion. Maybe we go to a new high on the retail interest or social interest. And that's when you're going to see a real bull run again, a real alt season. Because the last time you saw one like that was 2021, 5 years ago. Very sad, very tough space for... It's very tough. Crypto is very tough. And I understand why retail investors don't pay attention. But this is why you have to pay attention, because the life-changing moments are going to happen when people aren't paying attention. You have to pay attention all the time or you could miss it, right? So QNT in a fantastic spot, as you know, just doing my best to give you guys coverage and updates on the project and what's being done here. They're building out fantastic protocols here for institutional grade, regulatory compliance grade, ISO compliance with QNT. So as always, none of this is financial advice. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Join my Discord, follow me on X, and subscribe to my Clips channel. All linked in the description. Supporting the links really helps out, guys, so I really appreciate if you support them. On my Twitter, I post and reply to like funny stuff. It's not like all crypto based, so if you don't want to follow the Twitter, I get it, but give me a little follow, man. Thank you guys so much. I'll catch you in the next